Glenwood Springs is one of the most popular hot springs locations in all of Colorado. It brings in both tourists and locals looking to soak away stress, worries, and aches and pains in the naturally hot mineral waters. But that's not all there is to do here in this historic mountain town. During our annual trips to Glenwood Springs, we discovered some of the top things to do and attractions to see. Here are some of our favorites. Glenwood Mineral Hot Springs Resort. Since the 1880s, Glenwood Springs has been world-renowned for the naturally therapeutic spring waters. These sacred waters were named Yampa by the Ute Native Americans, which literally translates to big medicine. In the early 1900s, this hot springs destination became known as the Spa of the Rockies. Since then, the Glenwood Hot Springs Resort has been a go-to destination for its geothermal waters and health tonics. And just like the Ute Indians, it's believed that there are loads of health benefits to these mineral-rich waters. In fact, there are over 15 different minerals in this water, including magnesium, calcium, and iron. Today, Glenwood Springs offers a clean and updated resort with a therapy pool, lap pool, lazy river, slides, kiddie pool, and water fountains. Not the kind that you drink, though. But the large hot springs pool and therapy pool are the main attractions to keep us and other hot springs lovers coming back every year. The large main pool is 405 feet long and 100 feet wide at its widest point, making it the world's largest mineral hot springs pool. It contains over 1 million gallons of water and is kept at around 90 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. And even in freezing temperatures, you'll find the water hovering around 90 degrees. It features a diving board and exercise lap lanes on the west side. And the therapy pool, or the hot tub, is much smaller, at 100 feet long, and contains 91,000 gallons of water, which still makes it the largest hot tub that we have ever seen. Glenwood Gondola. One of our favorite things to do in Glenwood Springs is ride the 10-minute gondola. This state-of-the-art gondola offers an amazing ride up Iron Mountain above the Roaring Fork Valley. It soars over the town of Glenwood Springs, offering expansive 360-degree views of the surrounding city and mountain scenery. The gondola starts near the parking lot at the bottom of the Glenwood Springs Valley, as part of the Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park. It travels slowly up the side of the mountain for a relaxing ride with breathtaking views on all sides. As you ride up, you'll be going northeast with gorgeous views of the valley and the surrounding mountains, and it's easy to see Mount Sopris in the distance and the Colorado River as you ascend. And at the top, you and your party can enjoy food, games, or take an epic photo at 7,100 feet in elevation. The gondola ride is approximately 5 to 6 minutes one way for about a 10-minute ride in total. Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park. It's no secret that the Colorado Rocky Mountains are a vast labyrinth of caves available for exploring, and some of the most magical caves are located in Glenwood Springs. The two main caves available for public touring are located on top of Iron Mountain inside the Glenwood Cavern Adventure Park. The most well-known cave is the Fairy Caves, which is one of the most unique caves in Colorado. It was even marketed to be the 8th wonder of the world. And the Fairy Caves are named so because cave explorers in the late 1800s would use metal cans with punched-out holes and a lit candle inside to help illuminate their way through the caves. The candlelight would dance on the walls and ceiling, causing it to look like fairy lights. And along this 40-minute tour, you'll take a trip through Darrow Tunnel, which was excavated by the cave's founder, Charles Darrow, in 1894. He spent 3 years alone with only hand tools to carve out and build this epic tunnel. Some of the other notable things to see along the tour of the cave are Exclamation Point, the Cloud Room with a calcite ceiling, the head office with deep penetrating tree roots, the Eternal Towers, which is an underground canyon, a candlelit side trip into the back passage room to see how the cave was explored in the late 1800s, and the Reflection Room, with formation reflecting pools reflecting stalactites, stalagmites, and soda straw formations. Kings Row is the other main cave inside Iron Mountain and is the second largest known cave in Colorado. And it's more lit and more open compared to the Fairy Caves. It is named Kings Row because the speleothems, or the cave formations, look like chess pieces. These formations make it one of the most highly decorated cave rooms in all of Colorado. And as you start your tour, you'll first come to a giant room called the Barn, which is the second largest cave room in the state. It's as tall as a 5-story building and nearly as long as a football field. Continuing on this 40-minute tour, you'll descend down 120 steps with stops along the way as you continue down further into the heart of the mountain. At the bottom, you'll step into Kings Row Viewing Room, which is the finale. Here, you'll be rewarded with unique and breathtaking cave formations. Plus, a staged light show highlights the most striking formations. Both the Fairy Cave and Kings Row are great family getaways and fairly easy to navigate for kids. It's a fun-filled adventure that we highly recommend for all ages. Glenwood Canyon and Grizzly Creek Trail. On your 3-hour drive west from Denver along I-70 to get to Glenwood Springs, you'll go over Loveland Pass, through Eisenhower Tunnel, and wind through Glenwood Canyon. The drive itself is its own destination and one that is especially picturesque in fall. The road is surrounded by canyons, mountains, and the beautiful Colorado River below. It's a breathtaking but winding drive through the mountains to come out on the other side in the Roaring Fork Valley. Within the Glenwood Canyon, near the most scenic rest stop we've ever seen, is the Grizzly Creek Trail. It's an easy to moderate hike that goes north for about 6 miles. It follows the path alongside the Grizzly Creek in the heart of Glenwood Canyon. The views on this hike are amazing, so be sure to bring your camera. The path ends up at Alpine Lake, which is a great camping and photo op near No Name, Colorado. And yes, that is the official name. Heading south will take you to the spot where Grizzly Creek feeds into the Colorado River. This is a popular place in the summer months and a major drop-off spot for whitewater rafting. Restaurant Row. There are a lot of local places and hidden gems to eat at in Glenwood Springs. Across the bridge that spans the Colorado River from the Hot Springs Lodge is Restaurant Row. It's named this thanks to all the delicious restaurants and places to eat in one central location. We've tried many of these yummy eateries over the years. Some of our must-tries include Colorado Ranch House. At the Colorado Ranch House, you'll find Western-inspired decor and delicious food. They serve locally sourced beef and Rocky Mountain trout, as well as local beer. A lot of the food is seasonal, so the menu changes often, and there's always something new and yummy to eat here. Juicy Lucy's Steakhouse is another one of our top places to eat in Glenwood Springs. The building is surrounded by beautiful architecture and Colorado local breweries. The place lives up to the name with a cozy, old saloon steakhouse feel and very generous portions. It's the perfect spot for a date night or fun place for the entire family to enjoy. A local favorite is the Glenwood Canyon Brewpub, which serves delicious lunches and dinners. Top menu items include fish and chips, sriracha sliders, IPA barbecue pulled pork sandwiches, and of course, lots of local beer on tap. They even make their own root beer in-house. The Glenwood Springs downtown area is a hub of activity for shopping, eating, and discovering the local history. The shopping district is located across the pedestrian bridge along 6th Street between Grand and Cooper Avenue. There are countless mom and pop shops and independently owned boutiques occupying some of the town's most historic structures. Downtown, you'll find an eclectic mix of retail shops from art galleries to thrift stores, boutiques, outfitters, jewelry stores, a shoe repair store, and a local bookstore. There are even several fudge and ice cream shops that serve sweet treats and homemade ice cream. Once you're finished eating at one of the town's many outdoor dining areas, we recommend going for a leisurely stroll downtown for some retail therapy. A piece of Colorado's history that is a must-visit in Glenwood Springs is Doc Holliday's grave. Doc Holliday is well known for being a dentist, gambler, and gunslinger in the late 1800s. He was involved in the famous shootout at OK Corral in Tombstone, Arizona. Doc Holliday is buried in Linwood Cemetery, which is the oldest existing cemetery in Glenwood Springs, and was the city's first burial ground in 1886. After his passing in 1887, Doc was laid to rest somewhere in Linwood Cemetery, though no one knows the exact location. But there is a tombstone and grave marker for visitors to hike up and pay their respects. The Hike Up Pioneer Cemetery Trail starts out at the corner of Bennett Avenue and 12th Street. You'll see a memorial plaque at the bottom of the trailhead that details some of the history of Doc Holliday and his life here in Colorado. The trail up to Doc Holliday's grave is less than 3/4 of a mile round trip, but it is a very intense hike. If you're not used to the altitude or the mountainous terrain in Colorado, you'll want to take this hike slowly. And once at the top, you'll be able to take a tour through the cemetery and see Doc Holliday's grave marker, not to mention other famous desperados who are also buried here, like Bandit Harvey Kid Curry Logan. Getting to Glenwood Springs is about a 3-hour drive west of Denver, along Interstate 70. As you drive deeper into the heart of White River National Forest, you'll pass through other mountain towns like Silverthorne, Frisco, Vail, and Eagle. Glenwood Springs is a quintessential mountain town in Colorado that provides year-round activities. Its history is steeped in the stories of the Wild West, and it's famous for hosting President William Howard Taft, President Theodore Roosevelt, and Colorado's own unsinkable Molly Brown. Today, the town of Glenwood Springs is best known for its small town feel, natural hot springs pool, delicious restaurants, pubs, gorgeous hiking spots, and America's only mountaintop theme park.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to show your support. And to get new videos from us every week, be sure to hit that subscribe button.